Hello friends, welcome to Aravalli Geo Academy. Today we are going to discuss the next part of our chapter Earth and its atmosphere. We have already discussed the origin of atmosphere, composition of the first and second atmosphere, and composition of the present atmosphere, okay, as well as the about CO2, carbon monoxide and chlorofluorocarbon, etc. We have already discussed, and today we will cover the layer of the atmosphere, okay. So we will discuss the whole layer of the atmosphere one by one, and all property of the particular layer we will cover in this video. So we know that the air pressure decrease with height quickly first, then more gradually. Air pressure first decrease quickly, then slowly, okay. Same air density is also decrease quickly first, then slowly, like the air pressure, okay. Now, the temperature change with height is more complex way. We know that air pressure and air density first decrease quickly, then slowly. Okay, but temperature actually changes is very complex. Okay, let's we discuss through the graphs why temperature change with height is very complex. Okay, so see this. Okay, this is a temperature profile. And the layers of atmosphere is related to the average profile of the temperature above the earth's surface. Okay, this is the average temperature profile. This red line indicate the average temperature vary with each layer. Okay, how average temperature vary with each layer, this red line is indicating. Okay, so first I tell you the structure of the atmosphere. Okay, on the basis of the temperature, there are the 5 layers in the atmosphere. Number one, troposphere. This is the bottommost layer. Then stratosphere, then mesosphere, then thermosphere. Okay, listen very carefully. This diagram is very important. Okay, so first, from surface to the 11 kilometer up to 11 kilometer, this layer is known as the troposphere. Okay, see the cloud is here now. It means all weather phenomena happen in this layer. Okay, in this troposphere all weather phenomena is occur. Okay, then this one is the tropopause. Okay, and above the tropopause, this is the stratosphere. Okay, height of stratosphere is around 11 kilometer to 50 kilometer. Okay, then this one is the stratopause. Okay, and then next layer is the mesosphere, 50 kilometer to 85 kilometer. Okay, this one is the 85 kilometer. This one is the mesosphere, and above the mesosphere, this one is the thermosphere. Okay, so weather phenomena happen in the actually the troposphere. Now see in the mesosphere, focus on this. What is this? Okay, these are the meteorites. Okay, or meteor something. So actually meteorite come from the space. Okay, and uh, burn in the mesosphere. This is very important question. In which layer meteorites uh, are burned? Okay, so meteorites burn in a mesosphere due to the friction of the earth atmosphere. Okay, now focus on this part. What is this cloud like part? What is this? So this is the aurora. Okay, aurora present in the thermosphere. Remember this one also we will cover through the actually slides also. Okay, but remember thermosphere, actually aurora is related to our thermosphere. Meteorites burn in the mesosphere layer, ozone present in the stratosphere, and weather phenomena like the cloud, rainfall, these are related to the troposphere. Also remember the height. Okay, for the troposphere height is up to 11 kilometer, and for stratosphere 11 to 50 kilometer, then mesosphere 50 to 85 kilometer, then thermosphere greater than 85 kilometer. Okay, so let's we discuss one by one the whole property of the particular layer like troposphere, tropopause, then stratosphere, etc. We will cover one by one. So first we know that the air temperature usually decrease from the surface up to 11 kilometer. See again this picture. The air temperature, we know that the average temperature of earth is 15 degrees centigrade around. Okay, and in the troposphere, temperature decrease with height. Okay, here. Okay, so at the top part of the troposphere, see the temperature is the -60, or at the surface temperature is the 15 degree. Okay, so up to 11 kilometer temperature will decrease with the height. The rate of the temperature decrease with height is called temperature lapse rate. This one is very important point. What is the lapse rate? Okay, lapse rate, it means temperature decrease with height is known as lapse rate. Okay, and the average lapse rate of the earth, this is also known as the environmental lapse rate. So environmental lapse rate of earth, or average lapse rate of earth, is the 6.5 degrees centigrade per 1000 meter, or we can say per kilometer. Remember this one, this is the factual point. Or in degree Fahrenheit, temperature, this 6.5 degree is the 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit per 1000 feet. Okay, so this is the value of our average lapse rate, our earth environmental lapse rate. Okay, so remember, this is very important. We will also solve the numerical related to this. So remember, okay, both in degree centigrade or in degree Fahrenheit. Okay, this is, and in upcoming video we will discuss the types of the lapse rate, like the dry adiabatic lapse rate or wet adiabatic lapse rate, environmental lapse rate. So this is very important. Okay, remember this point. Lapse rate values are the average can vary. So lapse rate value will be vary with location to location, or season to season, or time to time. Okay, so in the someday, temperature decrease faster with the height. Okay, so we can say this type of lapse rate is the steep lapse rate, because temperature decrease quickly. Okay, beyond 6.5 degree. Okay, and someday temperature decrease more slowly. Okay, less than 6.5 degree per kilometer. So this type of lapse rate is the gentle lapse rate. Okay, because temperature reducing very slowly with the height. Okay, so we can say lapse rate is not constant. Okay, lapse rate is changed location to location, but sometime temperature increase with height. Usually we know that the temperature decrease with height, but sometime temperature increase with height. Okay, so this phenomena is known as temperature inversion. Okay, so what is the difference between temperature inversion and lapse rate? Lapse rate, actually temperature decrease with height. Okay, and temperature inversion, temperature increase with height, just opposite to each other. Okay, this is very important. Okay, temperature inversion, because we will discuss the type of the inversion. So remember, what is the temperature inversion at least. Okay, other part of the inversion we will cover later. Okay, because this temperature inversion is responsible for the pollution in our capital Delhi. Okay, so we will discuss later the temperature inversion, but remember what is temperature inversion. Now next layer, the lapse rate change daily, seasonally, by the location. Okay, so we already know lapse rate is not constant. Lapse rate is very daily. Okay, day to day lapse rate can change, and seasonally lapse rate is also change. Okay, as well as the location to location. Like lapse rate at the equator is different, or lapse rate at the polar region is different. Okay, so the atmosphere region up to 11 kilometer contain all familiar weather. So we already know the all weather phenomena occur in the troposphere. Okay, and height of the troposphere up to 11 kilometer. And in the troposphere there are lot of mixing is there. Mixing, it means in this layer, uh, at the some place, due to the low pressure, air will rising, and at some place due to high pressure, air is descending. Okay, so due to is descending or rising, air will be mixed. Okay, so this is known as the mixing. So in this region, the mixing is there, actively mixing is there. Okay, now the air molecule can circulate through over the 10-kilometer depth, just in the few days, because all weather phenomena happening in the troposphere. So air molecule can travel faster as compared to other layers. Okay, in this layer, this layer is called troposphere. Okay, in the troposphere, what is the temperature condition? Temperature decrease with the height. Okay, in the troposphere, temperature decrease with height. And troposphere come from the Greek word tropen. Okay, tropo means tropo come from the Greek tropen. It means to change or to turn. What is change? Weather phenomena will change. Okay, quickly now. Weather and climate change quickly. So this layer is known as troposphere due to the change. Okay, quick change. And remember the height of the troposphere. Height of troposphere up to 11 kilometers. Okay, and after this 11 kilometer, temperature typically stop decreasing. We know that the temperature is decreasing continuously from surface to the up to 11 kilometer, but after this 11 kilometer, temperature will stop decreasing. Or this where the temperature is decreased, then this in this region with the constant temperature is called isothermal zone. Okay, after 11 kilometer, a region is there where the temperature is constant. Okay, so this constant temperature zone is known as isothermal zone, or we can say indirectly this is the tropopause. At the tropopause, temperature is something constant. Okay, so iso means same, thermal means temperature. So this zone is known as isothermal zone, where the temperature is constant. In this isothermal zone, the lapse rate is the zero because there is no change in the temperature. It means lapse rate is the zero. So examiner directly asks you where is the lapse rate is zero, then your answer will be isothermal zone, or we can say in the tropopause or stratopause. Okay. Now next, the bottom of the isothermal zone mark the top of the troposphere. So the bottom of this isothermal zone is marked the troposphere. Okay. Just wait, I show you again the image of the isothermal zone. Okay, again see this one. At the surface, temperature is decreasing now up to 11 kilometer. But focus on this region. This is the temperature is constant for a few height now. So this constant temperature zone is known as isothermal zone. Okay, this one and this one focus. Temperature is constant here. For few height, temperature is constant. So this zone is known as the isothermal zone because temperature is constant. And also remember, examiner ask you what is the temperature of the tropopause. Okay, so focus, the temperature of the tropopause is the 60 degree, or we can say minus 60 degree. Okay, this was part of the exam actually. What is the temperature of the mesopause? So focus here, the temperature of mesopause is 0 degree. Okay, examiner directly give you temperature. Actually 0 degree temperature is related to which layer? So 0 degree temperature is the stratopause, and this is the mesosphere. Okay, focus on the temperature of the mesosphere around the minus 85. Okay, so this mesopause is the coldest layer of the earth atmosphere. Examiner directly asks you which layer is the coldest layer. So mesopause, because temperature is the minus 85 here. Okay, this is the lowest temperature of the earth atmosphere. Okay, so we will discuss the later about the stratosphere. We have done about the troposphere. So remember all property. Temperature is decrease with height, and all weather phenomena related to the troposphere, and mixing is also there in the troposphere. And average lapse rate is 6.5 degree centigrade per kilometer. Okay, and temperature inversion, it means temperature increase with height. So this phenomena is known as temperature inversion. So we will cover the later. So thank you for my side. This is all about today's video related to the troposphere. So friends, try to share with your friends those are preparing for CSIR-NET as well as SET exams. Okay, so try to share with your friends. Okay, thank you.